Now, live on the phone with me now, I have Sam from the RSPCA Danaher Shelter, our local rehoming shelter for animals in the local area. Hi, Sam. How you doing?
Hi, Gary. I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, it's a beautiful day. Beautiful
Very nice
day. Yeah, we managed to get many of the dogs out over the shelter today.
I've got a few volunteers up here today, Gary, but we're always desperate for volunteers, and we could always do with more, and they can apply online, and we run an induction for volunteers once a month.
Right, okay.
So, yeah, we're always desperate for people to come along and help us out, walking dogs, cleaning, feeding, all sorts of things.
So when we have a day like today, and people are thinking, you know, if they haven't got a dog or they're taking their dog out or they like getting out walking, they could put it to good use, couldn't they? They could get involved with volunteering up at the centre, and on a day like today, they could be out there walking one of the many dogs that you've got up there.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, and also it's like such a good form of exercise for people as well. And,
Yeah.
you know, it gets you to meet the dog, become friends with the dog, you meet new people here, become friends with people at the centre, and, you know, it's just a nice thing to do. You know, you give something back, and, you know, you get a lot out of it, and the people that come here regularly, they really enjoy it. You feel responsible for the dogs, and, you know, you want to come and you want to make sure they get a decent walk every day.
Absolutely. Now, we went over, well, I came over last Sunday and saw you all for the dog walk, the sponsored dog walk last Sunday, and it was nice to see all the dogs out. And that was about 6 miles, I think we did last week, wasn't it? It was,
yeah, it was about 6 miles all around the fields and things. And that's the thing here, there's some lovely walks that you can take the dogs on.
Yeah.
And it just sort of gives them that extra stimulation during the daytime, breaks their routine of being in the kennel, and, you know, if anyone's out there that thinks they might like to come along and help us volunteer-wise, then, you know, we'd be happy for them to come.
Yeah, no, fantastic. It's a really good thing to get involved with. Now, we're going to talk a bit more about volunteering as well and the different things people can do later on in the conversation, but we just have a little chat about, you've got lots of cats in at the moment, haven't you? We've just had a look, lots of new cats by the look of it as well.
Oh, God, yeah, Gary, we're just overrun with cats at the moment, and we're getting a lot of cats. Last Saturday, we had a mum and 5 kittens just left out the front of the shelter in a cat basket overnight, and we found them when we came in the morning. We're getting pregnant mums coming in, so of course they're then having litters of 5 or 6 kittens. We have about 30 kittens at the moment, and they're just beautiful. We've got some lovely ones, and normally we've got a wait list for kittens, but you know, we're just not rehoming at the moment. It's gone so quiet.
Right, okay.
And the other thing we try to stress to people is I think people don't put enough emphasis on, you know, spaying and neutering cats, whereas they do on dogs. And obviously, you know, this just adds to the problem, really. Yeah,
and of course, all the cats that you rehome, providing they're old enough to have it done, are spayed and neutered, aren't they?
They are. They're all spayed and neutered, Gary. Yeah, they're all microchipped, vaccinated, everything like that. So, you know, when the person takes the animal home, they don't have to actually physically do anything or have any extra veterinary costs. It's all included in the rehoming price.
Right, okay. And if people take on a kitten that is too young to have that treatment, is that something that you provide when the cat's old enough to have it done?
Yeah, we can do that. We can give people a neutering voucher which they can take to the vet, and then they can get that done at a later date, because we just think it's really important, because cats more so than dogs, because obviously cats go out and about on their own, they sort of roam anywhere, and obviously, you know, if the male's not neutered, the female's not spayed, then you get another like half a dozen kittens, and it falls to us to try to find good homes for them. Yeah,
no, I understand that. So it's about being a responsible cat owner, and when you either wherever you take the cat on from, and we'd always encourage people to go visit yourselves for help with rehoming, but wherever they take the cat on from, they should be looking at having it spayed or neutered. Absolutely. Now, we're looking at some of the dogs that you've got in there as well. Now, you've got a few long stays at the moment as well. Now, we've been covering as you know, each week we cover a number of the animals you've got there, but the long stay ones you've got, are there any in particular that are really looking to need to move on now, that we really need to get some people up there to come and see them?
Yeah, I mean, we've got some that we've had since April. We've got a lovely pair of dogs. They don't have to be rehomed together, but they did come in from the same home. Is a brindle male called Ollie. He's lovely, and he came in with his little friend Maria, who's older than him, and she's really sweet. And, you know, we've got them kennelled together so people can see how they are together. But they're both really nice dogs, but, you know, people are just passing them by. And we know it's a big ask for people to take on 2 dogs together that are both completely different ages and different needs. But, you know, as I say, we don't have to rehome them as a pair. We'd love to, but obviously if anyone was interested in them individually, then we'd be more than happy for them to come along. and meet them. And we've got another lovely dog, a little German Shepherd cross called Shelley. And again, she's been here since April, and she was quite renowned, actually, and famous on Facebook and Twitter because she was running loose in the Coggeshall area for about a month before the dog warden caught her.
Okay, yeah.
And lots of people were following her progress. And, but she's been here since April and no interest at all, and she's lovely. She's so affectionate.
Yeah.
And there's a few others that are the same that have been here for such a long time. And, we just desperately want to find some nice people for them.
Yeah, and I mean, I've been up there and seen the dogs, and and I do know, as you would explain to people as well, that it's quite stressful for the dogs in the kennel environment. It's not their natural environment, and I know all the staff up there do a fantastic job in trying to make them feel relaxed and as at home as they can. But when I saw the dogs out on the walk last week, they was always excited and ready to go as it started, but they all calmed down and got into the walk as it went round. And one of the nice things was we stopped halfway at one of the pubs in one of the villages and in the grounds at the back, and all the dogs were just sitting with the people that were walking them, and every one of them just looked like they had relaxed, they got into their stride, they'd de-stressed from the kennel environment, and were looking great. And if people can just spend that time with the dogs that they are thinking about rehoming, they do see the best of the dog, don't they, if you spend more time with them.
In the kennel they could be doing backflips off the wall and barking and spinning around, but you get them out in the centre, and it's so right what you said about the fact that all the dogs got along together. There was dogs that we have concerns about at the centre not getting along with other dogs, yet on the dog walk they were brilliant, lots of the dogs. Shelley made a great friend in a lovely German Shepherd we've got called Nelson, who's another long stay, and the two of them now love each other. So all of this week since the dog walk, we've been making sure they go out on walks together.
Lovely.
And it's really good to socialise them and really good to get them away from this environment, because like you say, it's not a natural environment, and it is very stressful for the animals, and it's really hard for people to get a proper impression of how the animals are when they see them here. Even when they take them for a short walk out of the centre, the animals don't really calm down enough for people to see their true nature. No,
that's true. That's very, very true. And one of the things, we know, my experience, having been doing the show for a couple of years and following the progress of many of the animals up at the shelter, is that when you see them rehomed, I remember a dog, Ty, that was in the shelter for over a year, I think, and he was a German Shepherd Labrador cross, I think.
That was it.
And we went and visited Ty and did an interview with his new owners, and he was in such a happy space in his new home, and yet in the kennel he kept getting overlooked and overlooked and overlooked, and his owners said he was one of the best dogs they've ever had.
He
was so relaxed in his home, and he did try and eat the recorder that I was trying to record on the interview, but that was just because he thought that was a toy for him. But he was just so lovely, and it was a great dog, and it's so nice to see him in a home environment, and that's brilliant. So if getting people up the centre to come and see the dogs is something that we keep promoting, and we say it's a beautiful drive out to Wethersfield, isn't it?
It's a lovely centre. It's in the middle of nowhere. There's lovely walks, and even if you just come up and you're not 100% sure about a dog, come up, meet it, we'll get it out for you. And then you might actually just fall in love with that dog. And that's what they all desperately need. They all deserve lovely new homes. It's very hard from being in a kennel. Some of them get so stressed over the period of time, the longer that they're here, particularly like with Shelley. She doesn't cope at all in the kennel.
No.
And obviously, we want to just find her a really lovely home, because she just deserves it.
And what I would say to people listening to the show and listening to us having a chat about this is that there's never any pressure brought to bear on anybody who goes up to the shelter, and because I know that you guys want it to be a successful rehoming and for the animals to get their forever home, and there's never any you're never made to feel under an obligation to take a dog because you've walked it, or to take a cat because you've gone and had a look at it. It's very much about, if it's not right for you, it's not right for you, and that's fine, and so people don't think it's not a hard sales pitch that's pushed on them when they go up there. So
of course not. It has to work both ways. They have to want the dog, you have to have a connection with the dog or the cat, and the dog has to connect or the cat has to connect with you, and obviously, you do come along, and sometimes, there's just something about a particular animal that catches you, and you just know that's the right one for you, and, just what we'd say is just come along, have a look round, see how you feel, and the last thing we want is someone to take a dog home, realising a month or so's time that it's not the right dog for them, or to take a cat home. I mean, obviously it doesn't happen as much with the cats and the smalls,
Yeah.
but it's worse for the dog if it goes to the wrong home and then obviously gets returned back to us because the owners have made a mistake in their choice.
Yeah, absolutely.
So obviously we try really hard to match the right people with the right animal here.
Yeah, that's absolutely. Now, just quickly, just to finish, Sam, volunteering. We want to get people up there and get them involved, don't
Definitely,
we? And
we do.
we've talked about getting people up there to visit for rehoming, but volunteering. There's lots of opportunities for different things, isn't there, up there? Even if people can get involved with maintenance at the centre, they can get involved with walking or caring for the animals and the
All sorts, yeah. Fundraising, everything. We desperately need people. We rely so heavily on the volunteers here.
Yeah.
Being a charity, we only can afford to employ a certain amount of staff, so we really rely heavily on the volunteers and depend on them for a lot of things, and we're really grateful and really appreciative for what they do.
And just as a typical example, what's the level of commitment you look for a volunteer? Is it just whatever they're able to give, or do you look for a minimum number of hours per week or per month?
It's whatever people are really able to give. We say to people that we like them to do at least one day a month, and that can be split into a couple of hours, 2 half days or whatever. But really, as much as people can do is brilliant, you know.
Yeah.
But even if they can only do half a day a month, whatever they do helps us.
Yeah, and of course all the volunteering details are on the website, and we feature the website via our website, of course, which is www.lfmradio.co.uk for listeners. If they want to know how to access the Danaher site, they can do that through the station site. It's been fantastic having you on the air this morning, Sam.
Thanks so much, Gary.
Thanks for your time, and I hope you all have a great day up there, and as many dogs as you can get out today. Enjoy the beautiful weather.
Definitely, fingers crossed. Thanks, Gary.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
See you soon.
Take care. Bye.